Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for taking time to come and listen to what happened this morning out there. Apologies, I was a couple of minutes late. I got a little bit lost trying to find the right room. But yeah, so we'll take you through the PowerPoint slides so we can give you better information. Okay, so Thornycroft Street in Campbellfield is just off the Hume Highway, industrial site. We got the first calls this morning just after 6:30 this morning for the Bradbury site at Thornycroft industrial estate. We know the premises well. We've spent some time out there as one of the sites that we've been working with to manufacture or move these chemicals from these plants out there, so we're well aware of the site. The first arriving crews found large fire within the factory, fully involved and spreading rapidly. So we put significant resources straight into this with about 30 trucks very early into the fire, into this, and then escalated up to what we call an 8th alarm, which was equivalent response to what we had at Tottenham. So we provided a lot of resources early into this fire because we knew the potential of this fire. The fire's now under control, so just after lunchtime this morning I declared the fire under control, and that was due to the good works of all the agencies that attended to help us bring this fire under control. As you can see from the footage, and we want to thank the media for bringing this into the community very early so we could get the size and the intensity of this fire out there so people could understand. We issued community warnings as early as we could, advice messages and shelter in place because we knew what the products would be of this, that the smoke wasn't very good for the community. So we made sure that we got the shelter in place warnings out very early. We activated our district control centre, so as we made sure that we had plenty of staff on call available to support the incident there, and we put a lot of resources in to make sure that we could manage the environmental impacts as well as that. At the peak of the fire we had 175 firefighters, and we worked very hard to try and contain this fire, and with a flammable liquid fire you actually get a fuel running fire, which once the containment lines are broken, it becomes a difficult fire to contain. So we managed to contain this fire within 4 hours, which was a really good hard work for everyone involved. We had our state marine pollution response team on the scene very early into this fire with very professional people and equipment who know how to manage pollution events, and we set up and worked with Melbourne Water about how we can contain the runoff of this fire, and up until lunchtime we managed to remove 55,000 litres of toxic runoff from this fire out of the riverways. So we're very happy with that sort of response, and that's one of the learnings we got out of Tottenham, is to try and have that response not as quick as we can. That's another. Okay, so 50 metres by 50 metres, so equivalent to like two Olympic-sized swimming pools size of the fire, which was really challenging. We had a lot of factories close by that we had to try and protect. We had also some gas cylinders and some vehicles out the back that created a bit of initial problems for us, and we had to split the incident into 2 incidents, one in Thornycroft Street and then one in the back street, to try and protect the factories from spreading into those. This whilst it's a fire, it's a state response, so we had everyone from region through to state activated very early into this job. So we had all the government departments working on this and providing as much resources as we possibly could to bring this to a successful outcome. As you can see from that, that's all the red MFB firefighting appliances. The coloured are the hydrant systems, so as we know where we could tap into good water sources. And as you can see, we had a significant number of fire trucks there to try and contain this as quickly as we could. The good news is that by lunchtime we declared the fire under control, and I've just been briefed by the crews out there that the containment strategy is working really well. The smoke has significantly subsided, and we've got into a stage now where it's into a general extinguishment and clean up. So we won't leave this site until we can hand it over safely back to business as usual. We've done a lot of work in the community with atmospheric monitoring with the EPA and our scientific and hazmat technicians going in to making sure that we can sample as much as we can from this. We've been using the EPA's Air Watch site so we can monitor the air from the fixed stations. So we've really tried to engage with the community. We've been working with the transport authorities, with V-Line, Metro, the bus and tram services and all that, to make sure that we can get services back on, and the transport should be running back to full operations before the peak this afternoon, which is really good for in the short period of time that we've had to deal with this. We've been working with the with Ambulance Victoria and the Health Commander about monitoring people on site, and we're also working very hard on containment strategies to try and minimise any exposure to neighbouring premises around there. I think that's a good overview, and as you can see, that was taken around lunchtime, and you can see the fire has significantly subsided. We're now in the process of trying to get in to, we've got bringing machinery in to separate the piles a bit, and we're going to relocate some of our aerial appliances in to get the water into the places that are needed.